Il 25 settembre 1983 è una data storica per il movimento repubblicano irlandese e lei è stato uno dei protagonisti di quell'evento. Cosa è accaduto?
There was a slogan that was used during the whole period of the hunger strike, and before that, which was to smash the H blocks. The H blocks were where they were housed. It was a jail. Some call it the maze. We always call it Long Kesh. When our comrades died, all 10 of them, you know, in jail, and I was in jail, people were, I think, demoralized, very saddened. But they did what Republicans always do, and especially the jail leadership. They sat down and they said, okay, this is where we are. We have lost 10 comrades. We still have a struggle, which they were part of. We need to take up their mantle. We need to continue on what they were doing. So how can we do that? And one of the things was to smash the H blocks in a different way, to change tack and to say, okay, this is supposed to be the most secure prison in Europe. Let's break it. Let's escape from it. This must be a great escape. It must be something which has a political impact of magnitude, and a mass escape was the way to do it. It was a complex escape, which depended on, well, it depended on the discipline of the prisoners who were political prisoners. And possibly not possible for, I'd say, a normal jail setting where people are individuals. So we had a community of prisoners, if I could put it that way, of political prisoners. So the first action was to take the H block itself. Now, the H block then had communications with others, and one of the important places was to take, which I was to arrest the warder in, was called the control room. We were arresting all these guards while we were going out, because it's quite a long distance to go. It was like a half a mile to get out of the jail. We prepared to get into the lorry and move out, and I was in the front of the lorry with the warder. Then, and my job was to make sure he went the right way. Then others would take over the gate. So, and we would be, some of us would be in prison warders' uniforms, which we had taken off them, which included me. And then we would start going through the gate, you know. And then it becomes a wee bit more complicated. But you asked, your question was, when did it go wrong? The key to it was the food lorry, because we had to take the food lorry. The food lorry was late. So we had control of that, but they were getting, because there were many guards there, it was getting harder to control them. So they recognized somebody and they pulled the alarm. So the alarm was up. And at that stage, there was still, I was sitting in the front of the lorry. We still had, the gate was open because Bick McFarlane had opened it. What we did was we went through the barbed wire and over into the fields, and then started off getting into different, we then broke out. So 38 escaped technically, but 3 stayed to hold that and just said, go, no to the rest of us. And we went, and then it broke into, I suppose, about a series of different escapes at that stage. The British would have to argue themselves. I suppose they have always said that they would not deal with what they call terrorists, what we look upon as freedom fighters. And they did that. I think for years and years, the British governments, one after another, looked upon what was happening, especially in the north of Ireland, as a security problem. Therefore, you need a different mentality for transition from a conflict into negotiations, which hopefully will lead to a peaceful way forward and a political way forward. So the Good Friday Agreement, you see, was not a destination. It was not the achievement of what we needed. But what it did achieve, and the importance of it, was that we were able to negotiate a political way forward that would be able to bring the conflict to an end on all sides. And that was a rocky road, you know. And trust, of course, was at its minimum. So building up trust was very, very hard for all. I'm not saying for us, and for all sides, it was very hard to trust the other side. We are now the largest party, not just in the north, but we're the largest party in Ireland. and we have a very substantial number of MLAs, of MPs in Westminster. So in terms of the struggle, that has brought us much forward. There's also a debate, substantial debate going on now, which is going around a united Ireland. The Prime Minister in the South, Leo Varadkar, when he stepped down, he is now arguing strongly that there should be a referendum for a united Ireland.